And hello, everybody. Yes, it is Dylan Black. Check this out. 1970s Dylan Black, okay? And it's our Halloween edition of Daytime Ottawa. Ooh, it's going to be creepy, crawly, and fun. Let's get all supernatural, okay? To kick off the show, we are we're greeting this amazing psychic medium, Bonnie Thompson. It's our yearly hello.
I know, it sure is. I'm doing great, Dylan. It's great to be back in the studio.
I feel like I always have to tread light, though, when I'm with you. I'm a bit nervous because something could come out that maybe I don't want to hear.
Exactly.
Or I don't want to know about. Okay. So how has your 2019 been? Pretty busy.
It actually has been really busy. I'm busy on a normal day-to-day basis, but I find recently I've been getting calls from, for instance, there's a Halloween coming up in Toronto, in Newmarket, and a lady reached out to me and wanted me to go on November 1st for, like, you know, their big restaurant bar and that. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm booked, I can't go. And I've had some beautiful opportunities to go to the States as well, to do healing wellness stuff with some of the natives, which is my background as well, my mom's side.
Yeah,
so it's been very magical.
Well, we've got some magical stories coming up, some creepy stuff, I imagine. I'm not sure what you're going to be doing here today, Bonnie, but when it comes to being a psychic medium, I mean, when did those gifts present themselves to you for the first time?
Whenever I was 5 years old, I remember telling my parents I was very like hyper and crazy like I am today. I have a very wild personality, and I would jump in on the bed telling them they weren't going to be together. They weren't going to be my parents because I kept hearing that. So I was hearing the premonitions and telling them at the age of 8, my grandfather died. Then I started seeing and hearing things that I didn't like to hear and see because it's not pretty what we hear and see, because we actually hear and see from spirit. Also, when we're close to people, we can give them messages and guidance, but it's actually coming from spirit as well.
Okay.
So, and world predictions and that. So.
Yeah. Okay. I could imagine we could have like 2-3 hours with you because of all of your cool stories. Let's talk about one that had to do with a guidance. You were trying to help out a relationship. A spirit came through.
Yes. Recently, had a young girl come to me. She was coming to me about her career and relationship. However, it got really deep and made a big turn, but that's what she was hoping that had happened. Her partner, who they've been together for 2 years, so I was hearing the details about the relationship and that, and I knew that he was going away to work. I was uncovering and hearing the information of his best friend who had died tragically within 3 weeks. So it was a very deep healing session, and I was being given lots of details on that and stuff that, because her boyfriend's very skeptical. So I was writing notes and things down for him because he actually happened to be at the place whenever the event had taken place. Yeah, okay. And that was just recently.
So how do you handle skeptics?
I always say, come with an open mind. It doesn't matter. Like, you want to be challenging, I can say things lightly and nicely. Yeah. But usually what I'll do is sometimes I'll give them dates, ages, and events and stuff like that that they have to go back to and help heal, or events in their family and stuff like that. So I always say I counsel people. I'm a counselor with like a life coach with a higher knowledge. So I always say to people, I can't tell them what to do, but I can give them options.
You can guide them.
That's right.
So how do the spirits present themselves to you then? I mean, can you see them?
Well, I'm very visual, although I'll hear, see, smell. Sometimes if their relatives or we're like, you know, people who like to drink a little too much, they'll be placing the alcohol underneath my nose.
Really?
Absolutely. I wasn't like that when I was a kid. That's one of the stronger senses that I got as I was growing up. Or if grandma liked lilac flowers. Recently I had a client in my house and I said, oh my goodness, I said, did you see that? There was like a white feather between us. And that is what she sees with her. And I have no feathers in my ceiling. Yeah. So she was kind of like, you know, floored. I do go through the emotions with them.
Are you ever scared?
Not so much now. Although I was out of town, out of Ottawa, and it was a big ladies' bus shopping thing. And they had this beautiful house, and I'm not going to give the details, but anyhow, had this beautiful house, and they were saying, oh, come on in, and whatever. And I was hearing and seeing what took place in the olden days outside the house. Although when I went up there, one of my girlfriends go, and I'm like, thank you for letting me in your space. I'm not here to, like, you know, I'll talk to the spirits loudly and say I'm only here, whatever. And I went to go in the one room and they yelled at me, get out now.
Who yelled at you?
The spirit.
Oh, come on.
And my girlfriend's like, oh my goodness. A lot of times I've been doing events with another radio station actually in Chateau Montebello, and that's very interesting. It's like
imagine.
playland for me when I go
imagine.
there.
By the way,
It's all fun.
Did you get out now?
Pardon me?
Did you get out when the spirits told you
I
to get
sure
out?
did. I listened.
I can imagine that'd probably be what I'd do as well. You're offering up a gift certificate.
I sure am. I'm offering up a 30-minute either phone reading or in-person guidance reading.
And how are you offering that up?
Okay, so the first one who actually goes through my website at www.bonniethompson.co and said that they see me on daytime gets it.
That's amazing. Thank you very much. Halloween gifts. What is this? This is sage?
Okay, so this is actually sweetgrass, and sweetgrass is actually used from the natives and also people that are like, into spiritual healing and wellness and stuff like that. So sweetgrass is often burned to get rid of negative energy and to for positiveness, for purifying, getting rid of toxins, and it's a very strong healing. The smoke actually purifies the air
Everybody
and the
should
person.
have this, is what you're saying.
Yes, I have it hanging around one of my angels in my house.
Wow. Okay, with only 1 minute left, I know that you have an event coming up in November at Bell's Corners.
Yes, I do. It's Saturday, November 23rd. It's a healing and reading event. It's like a wellness event. So usually there is limited space. There's going to be myself, another reader. It will be by invitation, not by invitation only, but first come, first serve basis. We're able to take 40 people, which you'll receive a reading from each of us, because we all hear and see things differently, a reading from each of us, and then we'll also have a table there to do energy work as well. But it's by appointment only, and you can contact me through Facebook as well and send me a private message. It's a great way of bringing out a group of girls or family members and stuff like that.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Of course, for all things Bonnie Thompson, as you mentioned, book Bonnie, bonniethompson.co. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, Dylan.
That was a lot of fun. There you go, Bonnie Thompson with more on our Halloween edition of Daytime Ottawa coming up in moments on Rogers.